Otis culture, fashion and craft.
Hello everyone, you're welcome to Otis Culture. In today's tutorial, I will be showing us on how to make a turban cap with a bow. I'll be making use of this fabric. It is called Obebi in my country, in our local markets. I don't know if I should call it sequence material. I don't even know what to call it because what it is called in my local market is Obebi. So I'll be making use of this material. I have 1 yard of it. We will be needing crinoline for today's tutorial. This is to form the bow to make it firm. Then I will also be needing sequence fabric to beautify the bow. So the next thing to do is to check the stretchy part of the fabric. You will look for the part that is stretchy. This part is stretchy. This part is not stretchy. The stretchy part of the fabric, which is this part, I'm going to fold it into two. The stretchy part will be where my head circumference will be. Because the material is a lightweight fabric, I'm going to double the fabric. So I'm going to measure, after folding it into two, I'm going to measure my head circumference. My head circumference is 23 inches. This is 23 inches. So I'm going to measure 14 inches. It's going to be my head circumference, which is 23 inches by 14 inches. Inches. Then I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to be sewing a 3-step V-shaped turban band to this cap. So I'm going to put this aside and I'm going to cut the band. I'll be making use of a cross V-shaped 3 steps band to this cap. So what I'm going to do, my head circumference is 23. Because it is a cross, it's going to take extra inches. I'm just going to add extra 3 inches to my head circumference, which will give me 26 inches. This is 26 inches. Then the width, I'm going to make it to be 7 inches. For the band, you will still make use of the stretchy part of the fabric. Seven inches. The negative side of the band. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold in 1/2 inch. Then I will take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew a straight stitch. Turn it to the positive side after sewing it. So the next thing to do, you have to fold in such a way that it's going to cover this seam that you just sewn. Then you sew. When you fold, this folded edge, it will be showing on the fabric. This will serve as a guideline for you to know where to sew. This is second step. I'm going to fold again to make it 3 steps. You can make 4, 5 steps, depends on your choice. This is how it looks like after sewing. So the next thing to do, I'm going to fold it into 2. Then I'm going to cut it to have 2 pieces because we are using a crisscross method. To get the V-shape crossed in front for the band, you will place it on each other this way. As you can see, it has formed the V shape. Then I'm going to pin it down. This is the positive side of the base. I'm going to fold it into 2 and notch the midpoint. Remember, the fabric is on fold. Reason why the fabric is on fold is because it is a lightweight fabric. So I'm going to take the band. I'm going to make sure that this V shape aligns with the notch parts. Then I'm going to take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew the band to the base with 1/2 inch. I'll move to this side. I'm going to sew the band to the base with 1/2 inch. After sewing, I'm going to show us the next step to take. I've sewn it, as you can see. So the next thing to do, I'm going to cut out this excess fabric. After cutting the excess fabric from the midpoint, I'm going to fold the fabric into 2. I'm going to sew 1/2 inch from the band. I'm going to sew this way. I've sewn it round, as you can see. So the next thing is to cut out the excess fabric. My needle and thread, I'm going to gather this curve. For the bow design, I'll be needing two different measurements of crinoline line. I cut out 16 inches by 7 inches size of crinoline line. Then the second one, I cut out 23 inches in length by the same width, which is 7 inches of crinoline line. For the longer length of crinoline line, I'll be using this sequence fabric for it. I folded it into two. This is the positive side. I folded it into two. Then I place this crinoline line on it. Then I cut it out, the same measurement. So for the shorter length of crinoline line, I cut out this fabric for it, the same fabric that I'm using for the base. This is the positive side. I folded it into two. Then I cut out, then I place this crinoline line on it. Then I cut out exactly the same measurements. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew this open part. This is the positive side. So I'm going to place this crinoline line on it. Then I'm going to sew a straight stitch. After that, I'm going to do the same thing on this other longer crinoline line. So the next thing to do, I'm going to turn it to the positive side. The crinoline line is inside. After turning it to the positive side, this is how it looks like. So I'll put this aside. I'm also going to turn this to the positive side as well. So the next thing to do is to use this fabric to form a bow. So the very first thing I will do, I'm going to take this, I'm going to fold it into two equal parts. Then I will use this rope, I will use it to tie it round at the midpoint. Then I will tack it to secure it. 8 inches by 4.5. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold it into two. I'm going to sew half an inch straight down, then I will turn it to the positive side. I've sewn it and I've turned it to the positive side. So the next thing to do, I'm going to place the small bow to the big bow. I'm going to use this to wrap it round at the midpoint like this. Then I'm going to tack it. You can place it either on the left or on the right. Then I'm going to tack it down with my needle and thread. This is the final outcome of today's tutorial. As you can see, it is very easy to make. You can make this in any color of your choice. This is the back view. We've come to an end of today's tutorial. If you find my tutorial helpful, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below if you've not done so. I upload weekly tutorial on my channel. Also remember to click on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Until I come your way next, please stay safe and remain blessed. Bye.